Today, I'm going to share with you some exercises that you can do to work on strengthening the muscles in your mouth and within your throat to help you if you deal with snoring. So they did a study where they looked at people who singers, and they realized that most singers, if not all singers, no matter like on their size or anything, they were not snorers. And it's because they're working on the strength of their throat and how they produce music and sound, and also their tongue and their jaw have a lot to do with it as well. So now, of course, if you struggle with sleep apnea or things like that, you should go see a doctor, make sure that everything is okay. But these exercises can help and can reduce those symptoms of sleep apnea and snoring. So as always, check with your doctor first with those types of things, but know that this will help. Okay, so the first exercise is drop the jaw. So this is working on more of the jaw muscles, and all you're going to do is you're just going to work on dropping your jaw down and up. You want to pay attention to where the teeth are. Make sure they're lined up, and then you're just going to drop the jaw down and come back up, keeping your lips sealed. The next one is a chew and So you're making the sound while you're pretend chewing. So you would be, I don't know if you can hear me mming, but that would be the next one. About to yawn. So this is going to start working into your palate. You are going to pretend that you're getting ready to yawn. You're gonna, that first phase of the yawn where your palate lifts up in your back, your soft palate lifts up in the back of the throat, that is that sensation. So you're lifting that palate up, pulling it back towards that upper part of the, the jaw area. And like you're getting ready to yawn. You don't want to go into a full yawn because that actually ends up doing the reverse with the throat. It ends up closing it, and we're not working on closing it. We want to work on expansion right now. So you'll just pretend like you're getting ready to yawn and then stop, okay? So try not to go into a full active yawn. If it does, it's not going to hurt you, but that's what you're doing. I usually recommend doing this 10 times. The next one is a delight surprise. So this is going to be like, ah. And when you're doing this, you're thinking of, again, lifting that soft palate in the back of the throat. So you'd be, ah. Working on that. I do that 10 times as well. Ah. And then the next one, this happens to be one of my more favorite ones, and it's the inhale ah. So you're going ah and you're inhaling. And while you're doing this, you want to think about bringing the air up into the back of the nostrils. So think all the way up and back. It's more of a sensation. You're not actually pulling air back, but you want to think like, okay, I'm going to go all the way back into the back of my throat and then lift up, and you'll feel that difference. So you're going to go, so I'm doing a big ah, and I'm trying to pull the air up, okay? So that is 10 of those. In this, I really feel a difference in that back palate when I practice this one. So I'm not just making the ah sound, I'm pulling air, trying to pull it up. Another one is to pretend gargle. So you're pretending you're putting something in your mouth and you're gargling. That you will feel a real expansion of the throat area. The next one is E, laughing. So you're going to go E, and then you're going to go. The more you can get it again up and into the back, the better. We're working on expanding and opening that jaw and then opening the muscles in the throat. Then we work on the tongue. So some of us, it has less to do with what's happening in the throat and has more to do with a weak tongue. Some of us do have weak tongues. I had a podcast where I was working with, where I was speaking with someone, I don't remember which one it was, but she was talking about our tongue and how when we chew, we should be going from left to right with the food in our mouth. And most of us tend to probably stick to one side where we chew. So what happens is that other side, that jaw, the other side of the jaw does not get as strong, and neither does the tongue. The tongue should be moving the food back and forth between both sides of the mouth. So just another way that you can then work these strengthening moves into your daily life. So tongue rolls is just going where you're going to roll that tongue around the top of the mouth and the bottom of the mouth in front of the teeth and then in back of the teeth. Now, you want to do this with pursed lips. You don't want to have your mouth open when you're doing this like I'm showing you. You want to keep your mouth closed. And you want to work on not letting your jaw, you're not moving your jaw. It should just be your tongue. It's hard to do. But work on that. Trying again not to get that jaw involved. Mine is getting involved a little bit. So just continue to practice that one. The other one that you can do for your tongue is a tongue stretch. So you're going to take your tongue and you're going to try to get it down to your chin. So it's kind of like lion. If you think of yoga, this would be a yoga position where you actually do try to draw the tongue down, and you can even make the ah sound with that. Some people have you do like a growling sound or like a fire breath or whatever they call that. So that's another one. And then also doing the NG sound and the AH sound. So this is taking that tongue through the ah, 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 ah. And when we do this, instead of doing like I was showing you in the beginning, that ah, keep your mouth. It's not going to be closed, but keep it like the jaw closer together, and then go oh. So it's the tongue doing the movement rather than the jaw doing the movement, and you'll feel how that strengthens. And most of these exercises are about 10. I'm going to look through this, make sure there's not anything before we do the final, which is just your shoulder rolls and things like that. Hold on. Okay, so the last few exercises have more to do with releasing the neck, and it is encouraged for you to relax, get some of the stress out, because sometimes the more stressed you are up through here, the more it's going to close everything off. You may have heard me talk before about how I tend to close my glottis. So your glottis is, I'm trying to think, if you stick your tongue up into the roof of your mouth, right when you go to swallow, you'll feel your glottis move down. Mine will stay closed. And this is not, yes, there are times when you want it closed, obviously when you're eating and things like that. But you may find, if you pay attention, the goal with everything I teach you is to pay attention to your body more. It's going to give you signs. And there are little things, there are places we hold tension. Mine happens to be in the back of my throat for whatever reason. So there are things that you can do, pay attention, notice, and work on relieving these tension spots, these stress points that you're creating tension and tightness in. So the last one is these neck stretches. You've got head rolls. When you do head rolls, I don't recommend like going fast. It's nice and slow. We go down and we rotate around. And I feel like I hear lots of crackling when I do this, and I go from one direction to the other. So you can do that a few times. Then you go chin dropping. So when you do chin dropping, make sure that you're sitting up. Ears are in line with the shoulder. Don't do chin dropping from here. We're going to do it from here, trying to lengthen and straighten. And then you're going to drop down. Okay, and then the next one is head turn. Same thing, keeping that head in alignment. You're going to turn your head back to neutral, turn your head. And then shoulder rolls. So that's it. Those are the exercises. I kind of created a paper, and I don't do all of them every day, well, I don't do all of them every day, but I don't do all of them. I do some in the morning, some in the afternoon, some at night. Sometimes I don't remember. Some ways that you can habit stack these is when you're in the car. Another thing, just work on singing some more. Listen to music and sing along with the music. Working on creating different sounds with your mouth will also help to work on strengthening that throat. So not always going, if you sing high, try to sing lower, and the opposite, so that you're working your throat differently, your tongue differently, and then just that's pretty much it. So just habit stack. You can do all of these things in bed as well. You shouldn't be making too much noise when you do most of them. So that is it. Hope this helps.